Hello everyone. I've been wanting to try virgin hair fertilizer for a while. I finally decided to take the plunge. Here are the ingredients and product claims. Before applying the product, I divided my hair into 4 quadrants and secured each quadrant with a butterfly clip. I gently finger detangled my hair to prep it for the hair fertilizer. The product comes in a thin metal tube that is sealed. To open it, I had to prick the top of the seal with a sharp edge. I applied a generous amount to the length of my hair. Then I applied more product directly to my scalp and massaged my hair in that section for 1 minute. When I finished, I twisted or flat twisted the section to keep it out of the way. I repeated this process until I had done the same thing to each quadrant. I also would apply additional product to my edges and style my hair for the day. First of all, I only use this 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The instructions on the actual package says to use it every single day. Initially I thought I would be able to, and when I initially smelled the product, I was like, oh, it smells good, it smells pepperminty, and oh, it smells amazing. However, the huge downside is once I actually applied it to my hair, the scent magnified. To the point where I had lunch with my sister and she was like, what does that smell? I smell something, and it was my hair. So that for me is a huge downside. I mean, if you're someone who doesn't work from home, I would strongly urge you to apply this at night or when you're going to be staying in, because the smell is very pungent. It smells good. To me, it has a nice smell, but it's very strong. It's like peppermint on steroids, okay? seriously. The thing that I noticed almost immediately was that it really helped to kind of start to restore my edges. My edges had gotten kind of thinned out from wearing a bunch of high ponytails, and after my whole mini twist debacle, my edges really needed some help. But I have so much little fine baby hairs here that are growing in. And before it was really sparse in this area and on both sides actually, but as you can see, I have really nice baby hairs coming in. So all of my edges in the front are really filling in. I don't know yet whether it's growing my hair. I haven't measured it yet. But what I've seen from my edges, I think it's worth getting this just to get your edges to grow back. If you're having issues with your edges, I think it's worth it just for that. Something else that I did notice is I had amazing twist outs when using this product as my as part of my moisturizing regime. So I would put on damp or wet hair, put in my styling agent, like a curl pudding, for example, and I'll use this underneath it, and major definition. I mean, this is a super old twist out, and it's still pretty well defined. It looks really good. I mean, so day one hair looked really good, and even on older hair like this, it still had extremely great definition. So I liked it for that. The downside is, I think for a lot of people, is that too much product will make your hair very oily. I have very fine hair, and this weighed my hair down a lot. Now, for me personally, I actually like that quality. I like the fact that it actually weighed down my hair, because I live in a very high humidity environment, and if my hair isn't weighed down, then it tends to kind of dry out and be super fly away, which in my particular environment isn't a good thing. So for me, I actually like having products that weigh down my hair. But if you're someone that doesn't like that, you're not gonna like this. You're just not. It's very easy to be heavy-handed with this product, and I'm heavy-handed anyway, but it's very easy because it kind of just glides on your hands. Now, one major downside for me was the actual container this comes in. I really wish this came in like a jar or some sort of container with a pump applicator top, because this is made of really thin metal, and what I found is the actual metal parts started to bust on me. I actually have a couple of places where the product would start oozing out, and then I'd have to like kind of go through and scrape it up and try to put it on my hair and use it because I didn't want to waste any of the product. So I wish this came in a better container. It's kind of frustrating the way that how it comes. However, considering the price point, it's not really a deal breaker. So probably the two major cons I can think of is the actual container itself and the smell. The smell is strong. For a lot of people, that's going to be a huge turn off. If you don't like peppermint, you're going to hate this. Or if you don't like products that linger, you're going to hate this. I particularly don't like products that linger, but this particular one, for me, didn't bother me because I'm at home most of the time. But if you're in an office environment, this could be really obnoxious really quickly. So again, keep that in mind. And again, I wish the container was a little bit more user-friendly in the sense of not having to worry about it busting and having product ooze out. Using this every day, I think this would only last 2 weeks. I have about this much left of the product. All of this is empty. So from here to here, about 1.5 inches worth left, and that's with me using it 3 times a week. So this is probably maybe another, I don't know, 2 to 3 days worth maybe. So I would say if you're using it 3 days a week like me, this will only last you about, I don't know, maybe 5 weeks. If you're using it every day, I would say 2 to 2.5 weeks tops, unless you're just using a really tiny amount. I happen to slather it on, but if you are using a really small amount, then it'll probably last you a really long time. But like I said, I'm kind of heavy-handed with product. So for me, this only lasted a month plus maybe another week worth, so probably another week, I think, max. So the only remaining question is, did this actually grow my hair? Let's find out. So overall, I think I had pretty good results. My hair grew the most in the crown, so where my looser hair texture is in the middle, it grew an inch and a half. Um, I didn't have any growth at all at the nape of my neck, which I'm not all too surprised at because that's my most resistant area, and I have kind of the hardest time trying to get my hair in the back to grow. For some reason, it grows only about at a quarter of inch a month, unless I'm using a hair growth aid. Um, I didn't get any growth there. And also, I don't know if it's because I didn't use as much product as I did everywhere else, but no growth there. And it worked really well, especially with like my curl puddings and gels and things like that. It plays well with other products. That's a huge pro for me. And another thing is I have very fine hair. And one of the things I noticed within the first week is this thickened my hair like crazy. I mean, week one was a little rough for me because within 7 days, I almost thought this was making my hair unmanageable. I don't know if my hair just kind of was trying to adjust to it or something like that, but my hair got really thick very quickly. But for me, that's a good thing because I have, like I said, very fine hair. And fine hair tends to be incredibly fragile. So I like the fact that it's really thickening my hair. So that alone is worth me buying this again. That and the fact that it's really helping to grow my edges, I'm sold. So I definitely think that I'll probably be sharing this with my family members and repurchasing. I mean, I think this is definitely worth its weight in gold. But considering, I think I got pretty good results. I wish I had got the same results that I got in my crown everywhere else, but I have 3 different textures on my head. So it is what it is. I mean, it's just something that I've come to accept. My hair grows at different rates. Like I said, in the back, it grows like only a quarter of an inch a month if I'm lucky. On the sides, it grows at about a half an inch. And in my crown, it usually grows at about an inch. Well, from 3/4 of an inch to an inch, depending on the month. But yeah, my crown, it basically doubled my growth in my crown and doubled my growth on this side of my hair. And again, I think that might have been with just some days I was more heavy-handed in certain areas than others. And I think that you have to apply a lot of product to probably get results. Now, if I use this every day, I probably would have gotten even better results, but I just couldn't. Like my hair was getting too oily. I didn't even try to do it every day because just 3 days a week was more than enough for my fine hair. But if you have thick hair, you probably can get away with it. Or if you commit to maybe washing your hair or co-washing your hair more frequently, then that might be something you may want to invest in. But all in all, I'm very happy with my results, and I think this is probably something I'll consider incorporating into my hair regimen long term. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.